Today we're gonna discuss about website visitors, and for the one that doesn't know who we are, we with Marcos we are the founders of Automate RevOps, a company that specialized in training and enablement to use GTM AI automation tools for sales teams, and also if you want to learn how to upskill to apply to bigger paying roles as well, we can help you with that as well. So we're one of the few actually Clay partners that Clay has launched this new solution partners program that we are specialized in training. Most of our partners are specialized in deploying systems. We also are deploying systems for some companies, but we have a lot of background in terms of helping people learn how to manage their own systems. If you're interested in that, just send us a message. We're happy to help you. And for the ones that stay until the end of the workshop, we promise you that we also give you the possibility to make you a free assessment as well. We'll create a live workflow for you in that call. So for today, we're going to discuss how you can transform those web visitors into actual leads. So you will know how to activate this new database. And also I will share with you, we're going to share a Clay template that you can actually copy and customize it to your needs so you can fully deploy the same system that you're going to see today. So first question for you guys, how many of you are losing qualified prospects because you don't know who's visiting your website right now? We're discussing this earlier this week with Marcos about which type of companies would be beneficial of being able to track their website visitors. Probably a lot of B2C companies that have high traffic will be able to de-anonymize those leads that are visiting pricing pages, they're visiting their cart, they're in those cases you will be able to use different features or different tools to de-anonymize those visitors and be able to transform them into leads. But also there are certain B2B companies that might have high traffic in their site that can leverage these type of workflows to uncover who's visiting, who's interested in your solutions, and by tracking the interactions that they're doing on your website, on your blog post, on your pricing pages, case studies, you will be able to see what's the behavior of your leads, so then you can improve your system or send them an outreach message. So have you ever tried to implement any of these systems? Let us know in the chat. We're happy to help you understand how you can apply it for your company as well. If you want to share your use case, that will be also useful for the audience. So happy to know you. Okay. So the main question that most of the company ask before implementing this is, why should I start tracking traffic? I'm gonna share with you a really interesting insight, that is that probably if you're not doing this, your competitor is doing that. All these AI and automated tools help you to increase the coverage and the output of the systems for you in a way that you can start to being able to reach out to 10x, 20x, or 100x the same amount of leads that you're currently doing on your manual process by using AI and automated tools to be able to scale it for you with the same price, with the same quality as before. And if you're not doing that, probably you're leaving money on the table. This gap between your performance and your competitors will widen every day. So the way that we put it is that there are certain tasks that are manual and should remain being manual to have this human in the loop to assess the quality, to create something valuable for the audience, for the leads. But there are a lot of tasks that are not creating value. For instance, creating a list of leads can be fully automated, and you don't need to have someone to check the quality of it. If you can create a system that you trust to be able to create a full list of qualified leads for you. As well, if you want to create copy, you can automate that process too. The first outreach can be automated. The follow-ups can be automated. The qualification process can be automated. On all these tasks, if you're doing it manually and you're spending from 60 to 80% of your rep's time to do it, you're leaving money on the table. So if you start transforming those manual tasks into actual revenue tasks, like creating value content for your leads, following up with the leads that you have in your pipeline in the correct timing, being able to warm call them, being able to nurture them properly, will increase the result that you get over time. So, all right. So,
Sorry.
oh, it was you. Okay.
It's just testing.
So, if you're able to decrease the amount of data intensive work to 20% from 90 to 20% and increase the high value interactions, you will be able to increase the amount of leads that you cover by 4x. And they'll be only talking about using the same hours that you have in a clever, more intelligent way. But you can also increase the quality or increase the coverage as well. And we're going to discuss this as well today. So why Clay, or what is Clay actually? If you haven't used the tool before, or it's the first time that you heard about it, Clay is a revenue operation orchestrator. So it will help you to connect many tools inside the same system so you can automatically qualify leads, create messages, drive them to different sequences, being able to create messages that are fully personalized to each lead, situation, moment, and trigger. You will be able to connect your CRM as well, detect opportunities in your CRM, or just update the data that you have in the CRM. So there are many use cases that you can do on Clay. Today we're going to discuss how you can activate your website visitors using Clay and other tools. And inside Clay, you have four core actions. One is sourcing. So sourcing means that you can grab any piece of database that you have, let's say your website visitors, your CRM. It can be your first degree connections on LinkedIn. It can be an database of leads or companies in a CSV format. You can have many formats. And in Clay, you are able to enrich it, which means that you will be able to connect with other tools to grab more information about those records. You will be able to process those records using AI and using formulas to customize the format of the information for the need of your system. Then you can connect into your CRM, your sequence tool, or any other solution that can help you to achieve the goal that you want to pursue. So for today demo, we're gonna discuss how you can send a list of qualified leads based on website visitors into a campaign. So if you want to do this, you will need to receive the leads or company's intent, the ones that are visiting your website, research the company and lead further to actually have enough information to then qualify them, verify the contact data, and send them to a campaign to reach out to them. And in order to do that, we're going to use Vector, which is a solution that will de-anonymize the website visitors for US visitors to your company. As well, we're going to use Clay Prospeo to enrich the LinkedIn profile of those visitors, as well to grab their emails. We're going to use OpenAI to being able to qualify some interactions, and also smartly to sequence messages. So the first action that we need to do is receive the leads or company intent, I mean the website visitors, into a way that you can process it. So if you want to do it manually, you will need to subscribe to, let's say, Vector, RB2B, Clearbit, or any other technology that monitor the website visitors and de-anonymize them. Then create a workflow and webhooks to grab that information and send it to an external database so you can process it. That tool can be NAN, can be Make, can be Zapier, so you can send that data into an spreadsheet. It can be Supabase or whatever database that you want to host that data. And if you want to do it manually, you will need to access the data and set up these connections. And you will face that it's not so easy to set up these connections. It's tricky to send data and to map data, and it can be time consuming. In Clay, it's actually really easy. I'm gonna show you how you can do it. So first of all, you need to set up a vector. Vector.co is a de-anonymation tool that can help you to understand who is visiting your website. So to set up this tool, you will need to create a free account. Then on getting started, you will receive here a script code that actually is in the same format as a pixel that you can install in the head of your site. And after installing this, I'm not going to show you how to install it because it differs a lot depending on how your website is built. But you can say to your technical team or to your developer to be able to implement this. This is really easy. And after implementing it, you will be able to start monitoring the people that is visiting your website. After doing that, you will need to create a segment that is kind of a new workflow. I'm going to show you here in Vector that is going to filter the leads that you want to process and send it to different actions. So first of all, you can determine here how you want to filter them. But we want to filter them using Clay, so that's why we have it directly into the tool to send the data. So we grab all visitors, and you can send it through Slack as well to receive a notification every time you receive a visitor. And you can also send a webhook that is going to send it to Clay. I'm going to show you how. And also you have the possibility to integrate into Clay. That's the same process. I mean, it's creating a webhook and just grab the webhook URL and send it the data. Start sending the data to Clay. So in Clay, what you need to do is, first of all, you're going to create a new workbook like this one. Let's call it like the webinar that we have it today. It's, sorry.
Responding to Thomas, I think this technology doesn't work outside the US. David, what do you think? Is there any de-anonymation that work outside the US?
Sadly, Vector doesn't work outside the US. I mean, in terms of de-anonymization people. There are certain tools like Clearbit or, I mean, Sixth Sense. There are many tools that can help you de-anonymize the company, but
yeah.
not the lead itself. In those cases, what you can do is bring up the companies in Clay and then find the decision maker for your solution inside that company and use that to qualify them and send it to a campaign, or just to track them to be aware of who is visiting your website and would gonna be in this stage of assessing solutions.
You have to infer who would that person be. but it's not as accurate as this clearly.
Yeah, that's true. So after creating this workbook, you need to go to all sources and go to webhook. You're gonna create here a new webhook URL that you're gonna grab here. Go to vector, and here you're gonna see integrations and webhooks. So you go in here and you add a new endpoint here. You paste it in here and you select which type of events you want to monitor. So if you subscribe to a paid plan on Vector, you will be able to also monitor different actions that you can set up. Like if that lead is visiting your pricing, then visit your case study. That will be a hot lead. If it is just visiting your blog and then leaves the page, probably it's not so hot as the other one. So you can define different workflows there to actually understand if the intent that you set up is hit. But in this case, I just want to monitor contact visits. So I select this one, and then I also paste in here. Let's create this one. You're gonna be able to also test this. Go into testing. Here you can select contact visit. Here you're gonna see how the data will look like, the structure of the data. And if you click here on send example here you're gonna receive how the data will look like in Clay after setting up this vector integration to be able to send that data into Clay. Okay,
Artem is
so
asking that, I mean, he uses RB2B for free and it provides almost the same info.
sure. The limiting about the RB2B is that in the free version is at least from what I know from the last time we used, it's not able to send data to webhook in a free version. Just is able to send it through Slack. Correct me if I'm wrong, our team, but at least the last month, last month that we checked, that feature wasn't available in the free plan. Anyways, it's gonna be the same. Any tool will work the same way. It will monitor that, and you can send it to a webhook. Uh, in some cases, you need to pay for it. In other cases, there's a free plan that can help you to do it. But the important part is that, there are certain limitations. All right, so you're gonna be sending that data into Clay. So since you will be start receiving the data here, I won't be able to show you a case study with this data. So what I did is I created like a demo database that can help us understand how you can process that data into Clay. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna download this demo database. I'm gonna first of all map the columns here that are gonna be interesting for me, like the title of the visitor, the company, the country, the page that they visited, the UTM term, the last name. We also have the location, referrer, that may be interesting as well, first name. Just by clicking on add as a column, you will be able to create new columns, and then you can drag and drop here to change the order of the columns as well. We can also use the UTM medium, source, content as well. If you have a campaign running with UTM codes, you will be able to track where they're coming from. That's really useful as well. Last visit ad, the LinkedIn URL is really useful as well. You can monitor business email, company domain, and then personal email can be useful in some cases, and company LinkedIn URL. Okay, now we have on the table all the columns that we needed to be able to process the data and qualify it. So going back here into the actions that we need to do, we have been able to connect, in this case, Vector to Clay. and start sending data. So I'm going to upload the CSV as an example. So here we are, uploading the CSV as well. You then need to map the correct to the correct table. The same column names with the same data set that you have in the CSV. So in this case, it's email. You can check that email already exists here. So you can map in here. Title, going to be title as well. Oh, this is not the one. This is title, this one. Company, country. So this process might be a little tedious. I mean, it's not really
Fun. It's not so fun.
really fun.
I mean, you
But
can
once you set
do it
up,
now.
it will run. This is
Massive
the part
challenge.
that's not so fancy. All right. So we have medium. If you see here that you have a plus bottom, it means that it's going to create a new column for us. Since we already have the columns, we don't want to create a new one. If you have any questions so far, drop it in the chat. Marcos will be able to read it.
Yeah, there is one from Grant asking, once you hit the 50K rows, do you need to set up a new webhook?
Yeah, every webhook has a limit of 50,000 rows. So you will need to set up a new webhook, probably into a new table, or if you have deducted all the leads, all the visits in this case, you can just add another webhook into the same table. All right, so now that we have this, we can save, don't run in this case. A quick tip for you guys is that every time you create a new table and you are just experimenting with it, you're not really confident with the result, go into the settings of the table, turn it off, because else, if you have an enrichment column and you add a new row, it will run on autopilot for you and it'll start wasting credits for you. So it's better to have control over the process in the beginning, and then in the long run, you will be able to turn it on when you're satisfied with the full automation. So now we have a database of visits. So each record means that it's a different visit. It can be from the same person, but it can be a visit from to the same page or to a different page. So as you can see here, for instance, we have this lead that is Teresa. We have that is from the same company. Had visit through different UTM campaigns. We have the same link URL, but we also have here that she visited 3 different pages. So this database is not a database of leads. It's a database of visits. So you need to always take that in mind when you set up a trigger, because in some cases, the same lead can trigger the same action many times. So using this information, you will be able to find the actual lead who triggered that action that you are monitoring, but also you will be able to know how many triggers or how many actions they trigger. So, for instance, in this case, Teresa visit 3 times our website. So you can set up different qualification process based on which pages they visited, how many times they visited their website, what's the difference in the time. I mean, in this case, she visited our website first, Um, no, first was on April, then on June, and then on July. So if they visited their website in different time periods, probably it can be another indicator. I mean, if they're visiting the 5 pages in the same day, probably they're really making a research about your company. But if they have this type of spreadsheet, probably they are um, taking more time and making more time to make the decision. So depending on your type of business, you can set up different qualification process to be able to fully understand the behavior of your leads on your site, but also set up thresholds to send them to, for instance, to your team to reach out to them for a cold call or directly to a cold email campaign. Another quick tip for you: if you are sending them to a cold email campaign or to a LinkedIn outreach campaign or a cold call campaign, whatever, after they visit your website, take in mind that people usually don't like to be monitored. So if you are, I mean, starting the conversation by saying, I know that you have visited my pricing page, it's really weird. I mean, don't do that. Don't be that guy. Don't be creepy. But you can send them a message about the actual problem that they may have. You can start an outreach sequence talking about I mean, if they have visited a case study about how an enterprise client solve any issues in, let's say, cybersecurity, you can start talking about cybersecurity and the type of companies that they have and start a conversation with that. But people usually don't like to be monitored. But if you send them a message after they visit the website, probably they will feel like, oh, this is, um, I mean, this is so magical. It's like a moment of, I don't know, every planet it's aligned and you send me a message in the exact time that I'm looking for a solution. I mean, there are certain people that really want to feel like this is a special moment, so you can make them feel like that. Anyways, now that you have a database of this,
Especially if they are
sorry,
into astrology, then
totally.
then do it
So
right away.
if you go back, that's a great analogy. So if we want to go to the next step, that is research the company and lead further, since we have here a database of visits and not a database of companies or leads, what we need to do is, first of all, send the leads and the companies into our tables to dedupe them, because you don't want to enrich the company data like 3 times if we have a lead that visited our website 3 times. I mean, we just want to have the qualification run once per company or once per lead. So we need to export here and go to send table data, and you can select here which records you want to send. And let's create here a new table that's going to be our companies table. So what we need here is a company domain. We also need the company name, and probably we're going to need the LinkedIn company LinkedIn URL. Um, and that's all. I mean, maybe country if you like to also use that to qualify. You can save and run these rows, and you can check out here that we have a new table that's going to be sending those records from the companies to this table. Let's call this table companies. Let's also do the same process but for leads. So let's click on send table data, create a new table. In this case, we're going to select all the personal records. So in this case, I mean, we need all the information, but the trigger information that's not useful for us. Okay, the UTM is not, the refer is not useful. The other things might be useful. Page title is not useful. Page URL is not useful either. We can grab that information later. So, okay, now we can send that data into this new table that we're gonna call it leads. All right. Now the first table, let's call it website visits. No, website. Sorry, website visits. All right. Now, if you check out the companies table, we will have all the records here, but we don't want to see all the records. Um, I don't know why I'm not seeing all those records though. Probably it's loading. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna check here on the settings, and we're gonna create an auto dedupe function. So the auto dedupe will delete the ones that are gonna be duplicated. And let's check company domain. So we're gonna save, and we're gonna start deleting the records of duplicated companies. So let's reload the page. Okay, probably didn't set up the auto dedupe. Yeah, let's do it again. Company domain, save. All right. Now you are deleting all the records that were duplicated, and you have only 34 companies. You can do the same with the leads. Let's go out to tab. In this case, let's use LinkedIn URL. All right. Now, oh, didn't work. I'm sorry for this. Probably Clay's facing some issues today. Anyway, now it's working. Okay. Now we want to, first of all, like I showed you here, research the company a little further. Let's look for information. If you want to do it manually, you probably need to go into the website. You need to go into Google, find information about the company, about the lead. So let's go into the companies first of all. If you want to grab more information about the company, if you're using, for instance, Apollo, you can connect your Apollo account, and you can grab this enrich company, connect your API key from Apollo here, and you can continue to add fields and enrich these companies using Apollo. So that would be an easy way to have information about those companies. The other way that's gonna be useful, it's using, let's say, let's use Datagma. Datagma has also another solution that is able to enrich companies. It's going to cost you credits, or you can connect your API keys as well, and you will need only to map the company domain or company name. So let's run this as well, so you can check out two different ways of enriching the company. So now you have information about the type of companies. Here in the Apollo dataset, you have the LinkedIn URL, you have the company industry, you have more information about the description of the company, the technologies they have set in their website, and you have information about the funding stage, you have information on the founding date. You can have also, in some cases, the revenue, annual revenue, and let's say department headcount. So this might be really interesting. Let's say I want to monitor if the marketing department has over 5 people. Those companies can be interesting for me. Just a quick example. I mean, you can set up your own qualification process. So if that's the case, what you can do is you can create a new column, grab the formula here, and you can set up something like in natural language. You can set up like output true if marketing here that we have is over 9. So now you're gonna have a formula here created for you. So you don't need to know how to code to create those type of formulas. That is gonna run for free, and also be fast and really powerful as well for this type of cases that it is Boolean, or it's just check against a number, or to find precise keywords. So for those three use cases, using formulas is really useful. So if you click on output is correct, it's going to create for you a new column that you're going to see here, that for those cases, those companies are going to be qualified. All right. So now let's go into the leads. So we can have more information about the leads by researching their LinkedIn profile. That can be interesting for you to analyze their background, to analyze if they have worked for different companies before, if the job title is accurate. I mean, the ones that you get it from Vector in this case, that is this one. So in that case, what you can do is you go to actions and you can use this enrich person, or in this case, we're going to use prospect. That is really useful because not only going to enrich the LinkedIn profile, but also it's going to bring you the work email. So you're going to use this find work email and enrich person from LinkedIn, and you can select the LinkedIn URL only, and you can also subscribe to prospect subscription and put your API key to run it without credits, or you can run it with the credit system that will going to cost you 2 credits to run. So let's save and run it for these leads, and we can enrich the leads information in here. So we will be able to find information about the lead and about the company. That was the task that we were building right now. So here you're going to check that we have the job title, the summary of their profile, the skills, and you can actually use that to qualify, to check information. Um, you can craft copies based on that data as well. So in this case, we're not using that data to qualify. We are just using the company qualification that we just did, and we also gonna use the triggers to qualify those leads. So the next step would gonna be qualified companies. We just did that. If you want to do it manually, you will need to assess the database that you grab from Vector and manually check if the company is qualified, check the box, or send those companies or leads into another database so your team can outreach them. But in this case, we just did a quick qualification process in there. And also you can qualify the leads depending if they are working for qualified companies and depending on how many signals you detect that they trigger and if their signals were relevant for you or not. So in order to do that, what you need to do is you're going to create a new column here. These columns that are called lookup for multiple rows are really useful to be able to grab all the information that match the same record that you have in one table to the other table. So in this case, it's gonna bring me all the triggers. I mean, all the visits that those leads did on our website into this leads website leads table. So then in the leads table, we will be able to use that data to qualify the leads. So we're gonna select the table that we're gonna look for that information. That's a website visit. And then we're gonna select the target column. That's gonna be LinkedIn URL. And should be equals to here the same table that we, in the same table, the same column that's LinkedIn URL. So now if you save it and run, this is a free function in Clay. It's really, really powerful. You're gonna get all the times that this person visit our website. So in this case, they visit 4 times and they visited, let's say, pricing page. The second time they visited case study, and then they visited another site that is request a demo, and the last time they visited another time the case study. So you can have all the information from all the leads all the time that visited. And if you want to process it really fast, I mean, if you want to, let's say, output the page that they visited, you just need to click on take action on list, click on filter, find keywords and more using formulas, and this is going to create a formula for you. So then in natural language, you can describe what you need to do. So in this case, output the page title in this dataset, separated by commas. And then click on generate formula, and you can here check out the result. If the result is empty, I mean, you can change the prompt, or you can just click on generate formula again and gonna create a new solution here, a new formula for you, until you are satisfied with the result. Probably I'm not using the correct name of the column. Now we have it. Okay, we can go into output is correct, set formula, and now we have all the page titles they have visited separated by comma. To use it for a qualification process as well, you can click here, map the exact number of pages or triggers the visits they trigger. So now we have times visit, or let's visits, and then we have the page titles they have visited. All right. Now, what you can also do is check if the company is qualified. So what you can do is use the same function, the lookup, but in this case, it's going to be for single row in our table. And you're going to find here companies table. And let's grab the company domain. Should be equals to company domain in this table. So you can run it in here, and you're going to get all the companies that you have in the other table that these leads are working for in this table. So here you have all the records for all those companies, and you know here if they are qualified. Let's call this new column company qualified. All right. Now you can change the format as well to a checkbox. So you can assess easily if they are working for a qualified company or not. All right, now let's say I want to send the leads that have visited our website 3 or more times, and they're working for the qualified companies. So you can manually assess that, or what you can do is you can set up a process automated to be able to check if these conditions are met. So there are two ways of doing that. One would be to use formulas as well, and the other one would be to use AI. So in this case, I want to set up an AI to read the page titles and analyze if the page titles that they have visited are an indicator for me that this lead is hot. I mean, if you have a blog post, you have a blog inside your website, probably they will visit many different type of blogs. Some blog posts will be an indicator that they're interested into moving forward into a specific topic, or blog posts are going to be related to our topics. The pricing page for sure going to be interesting for you to monitor for hot leads, but you can use AI to analyze it, or you can use formulas. In this case, I want to show you how you can use AI in these cases. So if you click on use AI, and you can create a new column here, you can describe here what you want to do. So output true if this website names, and you can map here the exact name of the pages that this lead visited and you can have all the information about the lead here. Are an indicator that they are interested in hiring my services. So you can click on generate and it will create for you the prompt. So then you are able to use the prompt to fill out all the settings using the same tool. So you don't need to know how to prompt to be able to craft this type of solutions. So here you're gonna check that you have all the full prompt. You have three different use cases of AI in Clay. One is to web research. That is an AI um, plus a web scraper. The other one is an AI to generate images, and the last one is an AI that gonna process the information that you have on the table. So then you can select the model as well. Some models are cheaper than the other ones. Like you see here, this one costs 0.1 credit, and you can also connect your API key to run it outside Clay. And this is gonna be the prompt that this system created for you that you can customize it to your need further as well. So this is the format of the output. And what we need to also set up is I want to run this prompt only if the company is qualified. So in order to do that, you can go into the run settings here and click on use AI and describe as well the conditions to run this column. So run only if, and we have here the qualification company qualified, sorry, it's true. So click on generate formula and you're gonna create a new formula here to check if that company is qualified. So now this column will run only if the company is qualified. So let's click on save and run, and you're gonna see here that a new column is being created, and for the ones that is qualified, it's gonna check the box here and tell you if that lead is qualified because they have visited, let's say, a demo, request a demo page 3 times. So in this case, it's a really, really hot lead. I mean, they are really want to book a meeting with you. But probably you can tweak the prompt here to be able to detect, to have more coverage, or to increase to decrease the false negatives or the false positive. Let's say you are agree with those leads. This lead is qualified for you. This is the only one. And in this case, what you can do is, since we already have um, qualified the lead, we need to verify the contact data and then send it to a campaign. So we have here from Prospeo. In some cases, Prospeo will give you back the email. So let's map the email as well. We have the email that Vector give it to us, and then the business email as well, and then we have Prospeo email. So what you can do is create a new column here and go to verify, and you can select here tools to verify the email. The ones that we usually use is debounce. So you can set up a debounce column to validate the email here and select the emails that you want to verify. In this case, let's go for email here, and you can continue and save and run. And let's verify that those emails are working. This one is empty. Okay, so let's go for email 2. Email 2, that's the one that we get from Prospeo. All right. So if you don't find the email, you can also set up a waterfall really fast here. Today, I'm gonna quick show you what you can do with the valid emails here. So you map the valid emails. Let's name this column just valid emails. And now that you have the valid email and you qualify the lead, this is the one that is gonna be qualified. Let's say we don't have the email for this one. Oh, but let's check for this other one, business email, this one. Let's create a new one. this email. All right. We can validate those emails too. So we have two different sources of getting the email for those leads. This case is, oh, okay, those are not valid. Okay, so let's imagine this one was valid. And sorry for this demo to fail. Sometimes we face this type of issues here. Okay, let's think this email it's valid. So then you can just grab it and create a new smart lead column to send this lead to a campaign. You can map the campaign. Let's say, I don't know, let's say this scholarship campaign. And you can select the valid email, and you can select any other content that you want to send to the campaign. You're just going to create here. I'm sorry, the last step would be to also set up here to run only if that last qualification process, that's going to be this one, is true. So now you have a full table able to monitor your visitors, qualifying them, and being able to send them to a campaign just by clicking on this. Oh, I like the new effect. All right. So you will be able to connect different tools and save a lot of time. What it means to you is that probably you will save time. You will start turning your website visitors into leads, position yourself as an automated hacker if you want to implement this into your company. If you want to do it manually, I mean, you will be fall further behind. So I would recommend you to do it automatically, and you can start doing this workflow after this call. And since you remain until the end of this workshop, I'm gonna share with you the possibility to book a strategy call with us. So if you want us to assess your current setups and help you to build your first workflow live in after this assessment call, we're gonna do this for 5 companies per month. So I'm gonna send you the link after this, and just by now, let's address any questions that you have.
Okay, I think we don't have any more questions because we have been addressing them through the presentation. I'm just so excited about this new platform. It has so many functionalities. Like we could share the question in the screen. There's
All right,
there's actually the link for
that's the link
booking the
to book a
call.
strategy call.
Yeah, any questions you have, we can stay for like 2-3 more minutes. Otherwise, thank you for joining. Hope it was useful. It's a use case that has a lot of hype, but not too many people is actually taking value from. So I hope this session was good enough for you to start getting leads from it. Okay, we'll see you in the next one. Hope you have a great rest of your day.
All right, see you. Bye bye.